Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Claude White, and yes, I will be doing my NFL picks for Week 5 in the 2019 NFL season. Stay tuned later on this evening. I'm going to do all cooned out live stream since it seems like a lot of our people like cooning. And trust me, these are just jokes. I'm not really that's not my mindset, but here we are with the NFL picks. And if you wonder why I have the Yankee gear on, I'm actually currently watching the Yankees. They are up 3-2 over the Minnesota Twins, and they're going into the fourth inning. James Paxton going up against Barrios for Minnesota. But here we are with the NFL picks. As you know, Seattle got away with one against the LA Rams, but I'm going to leave that off. I did actually choose the Seahawks to win, but I'm not even going to count that. Last week, I was 8-7 in my picks, and for the season, I am 34, 28-1. I am a cool 8 games. Excuse me. Yes, 8 games over 500. I will take that. Trust me. Let's see if I can improve on that in these particular picks. Now I'm going to start with the Arizona Cardinals going into Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. My Steelers put a whooping on them on Monday night. I'm very happy to get off the snide with that. The Bengals are among the 3 worst teams in all the pro football. You have to put Miami Dolphins as the worst team. If you want to put the Jets down there, that's fine. I tell you what, right now the Redskins are the 2nd worst team in all of pro football, let me tell you. But I tell you what, you could make a case for the Cincinnati Bengals being the 3rd worst team in the NFL. In fact, at least the Redskins have a rookie quarterback in Haskins that they're playing. Old Opie Dalton is still the quarterback, and there's no way I'm picking Opie Dalton. I don't care if he is at home. Kyler Murray has actually looked pretty decent for Arizona. Their offensive line isn't very good. Their defense is so-so. But I like the Cardinals to get a win over the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going 24-13, the Arizona Cardinals. Next up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Carolina Panthers. And it's funny how Kyle Allen has been able to do something that Cam Newton has not been able to do, and that's win football games. I understand that Cam Newton has the better body of work, but right now you have to ride the hot hand in Kyle Allen. Also, when you add on to the fact that Cam Newton is not exactly healthy, you do not want to rush him back. You want him for at least a stretch run because there's no way that Allen, I believe, will keep this up. But you have to start him here. Now, Jacksonville came away with a big win against the Denver Broncos. I like this quarterback. I tell you, he's got a little bit of magic going, but so does Kyle Allen. And right now, the Jaguars, even though they won a squeaker, it was against Joe Flacco and the Denver Broncos. I actually like the Carolina Panthers to win at home 27-23 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings going to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Football Giants. Now, Daniel Jones has looked pretty decent. And I tell you what, under normal circumstances, I would say the Vikings would have a huge edge. But Kirk Cousins may have lost this football team. I tell you what, I am tempted to pick the Giants. I just can't, you know what? I can't go against that Viking defense. The defense did all it could last week, even though they lost to Chicago. Hey, Niece, how you doing this evening? I have to go with the Vikings. I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants won this football game because Kirk Cousins can sure lose a football game, let me tell you. But I think Daniel Jones is going to get a lesson in defense 101. This is the first real defense he's facing. I think he'll do pretty decent, but I just like the Vikings team a lot better than the Giants team. Giants defense still stinks. I have to take the Vikings 24-20 over the New York Giants. The next game, that's no debate here. There's no way I'm picking the Washington Redskins to beat the New England Patriots. I can't do it. I understand New England will throw in a couple of stinkers every now and then. It will not be against Case Keenum, and it certainly will not be against Dwayne Haskins, a rookie quarterback. The Patriots, they came away with one. That was a hard-fought win last week against the Buffalo Bills, and they had to knock out Josh Allen to do it. The Patriots are going to come out swinging. They're going to knock the Redskins out early. This could get ugly real fast. I like the Patriots 34-13 over the Washington Redskins. The next game on the docket, I have the Baltimore Ravens going up against my Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers came away with a win that they desperately needed. I understand it's Cincinnati, but they did look good in all three phases. That was the first time we did that all season. I know I keep saying we, I apologize, that the Steelers have done it all season. Now the Ravens, after starting out 2-0, lost their last two. The last game, Cleveland went in there and they pulled down their pants and beat the crap out of them. That's what they did. I tell you what, that running back for Cleveland, Nick Chubb, he's the real deal. That guy, he went from 0 to 60 in about half a second. He's strong, he's fast. Now, I understand the Steelers do not have that type of running back, but they do have a good running attack. They have the type of offensive line that can beat up the Ravens. You can see where they're missing C.J. Mosley and that crew. Now, Lamar Jackson started out very well. He's coming back to the pack. Do I trust Mason Rudolph? Absolutely not. But the Steeler defense is starting to play well, and I tell you what, Devin Bush is going to be a superstar. He is going to be the next great middle linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The last real good one, I'm going to be honest, Shazier was starting to get there, but Farrier was the best inside linebacker we've had in a while. But this kid, Devin Bush, is special, let me tell you. And I believe the Steelers will pull off the upset 24-17 over the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Steeler fan, even though it sure as heck doesn't hurt. Steelers 24, Ravens 17. The next game is a London game where the home team is specified as the Oakland Raiders. They will be going up against the Chicago Bears. The Bears won a rock'em sock'em game against the Minnesota Vikings. It reminded me of those 1970s games. I mean, that was a real defensive struggle. I mean, they beat the crap out of Kirk Cousins. I tell you what, it's addition by subtraction that Chase Daniel is the quarterback for the Chicago Bears because Mitch Trubisky stinks. Just point blank, period. I think Derek Carr, they do not have any faith in him in Oakland, even though Oakland, they had the upset special against the Colts. I was shocked that they beat them. Now, I don't think they're going to do this against this Bear defense. I like the way that Mack is playing. He's the best down lineman in the sport right now. I don't want to hear any more about Aaron Donald. Not the way that Tampa Bay ran up in the LA Rams. I tell you what, he was quiet this past Thursday night too, old Aaron Donald. So right now, if you're looking at the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year, and I understand it's very early, Khalil Mack is the front runner right now for that. And I like the Chicago Bears to beat the Raiders. They will come back to earth. Bears 20, Raiders 13. The next game is also an easy one. Once again, Sam Darnold will be out for the Jets. They were hoping to have him back, but they wanted to make sure that he was 100%. He's about 85%, and right now that's not good enough for him to start at quarterback, even though the Jets need him in the worst way. They had the week off, so he couldn't lose last week. They will lose this week to the Philadelphia Eagles. Carson Wentz outdueled Aaron Rodgers last week. He's going to keep on a roll. The Jets could, they're going to end up 3-13. And I tell you what, it's only going to be a matter of time. And I like Le'Veon Bell. I'm not knocking him. The Steelers did him dirty last year. He's going to start chirping if the Jets don't start winning. He's going to start chirping because they're not winning this week. I like the Eagles 31-10 over the New York Jets. The next game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to New Orleans to face the Saints. The Saints have played very well. They've won a few games, even without Drew Brees. Even though the offense led by Bridgewater has not been great, the defense has been a monster defense. They have been outstanding. I'm telling you, the Saints are a team on a mission. I do believe that right now, the New Orleans Saints are the best team in the NFC. I understand that Dallas is more well-rounded, but you see what they did to Dallas. They beat up Ezekiel Elliott. They pushed around that offensive line, that much ballyhooed offensive line from Dallas. I really like the way their secondary is played. Now, Jameis Winston is playing his best football. I have to be fair. I mean, he lit the Rams up like a Christmas tree. But the Buccaneers defense stinks. I do believe that Bridgewater, even though he's not a great quarterback, he will not turn the ball over. He's going to take a few more shots down the field. And I tell you what, Alvin Kamara, he is outstanding. He is a sensational running back. He might be the best all-around back in football right now. I like the New Orleans Saints 34-31 over the Tampa Bay Bucks. The next game is the Falcons going up against the Texans. The Falcons have been so mediocre all year. They have not gotten the job done on offense or defense. The offense has been good enough just to hang around, but not good enough to win. Their defense is awful. The Texans, you know what? I like Deshaun Watson, but he holds that ball so long. It's like he's got to hold it at least 5 seconds, wait for a guy. I just don't like the way he's playing quarterback right now. Now, the one thing that Atlanta can do is rush the passer. They can't do anything the hell else, but they can rush the passer. I don't think the Falcons' defense is great, but I don't think the Texans' offense is that great outside of DeAndre Hopkins, excuse me. Duke Johnson is pretty decent at the running back position. Watson just holds the ball too long for me, man. He just does. You know what? This is my upset special. I like the Falcons 27-24 over the Houston Texans in this game. The next game, I'm going to go the Buffalo Bills against the Tennessee Titans. Buffalo lost a heartbreak game. They had their quarterback knocked out. I don't know if Josh Allen's going to play. I know he was last in concussion protocol. If Matt Barkley starts, they have no shot of winning. If Josh Allen starts, they have a 50-50 chance. Marcus Mariota is not a great quarterback, but he is a tough quarterback. And I like Derrick Henry. I actually like the Buffalo Bills, but I don't think they're going to win this game. I like the Titans at home, 27-16 over the Buffalo Bills. The next game, I will go with the Denver Broncos going up against the LA Chargers. Chargers lost a tough one. I'm going to go, you know what, I can't go with Joe Flacco. Flacco does just enough. He'll tease you a little bit with these passes, and then when the game gets tough, he starts to falter. And I like the Denver running game. That was a devastating knee injury to Bradley Chubb. He's out for the season. That means Vaughn Miller's going to be double-teamed. That means the Broncos have no shot against Phillip Rivers. That offensive clicking. Melvin Gordon's going to start. You're not going to see a heavy dose of Melvin Gordon. You're going to see half Gordon, half Austin Eckler. I like the Chargers 24-20 over the Denver Broncos. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the next game is the Green Bay Packers going up against the Dallas Cowboys in Jerry's playpen. The Cowboys got ran up in. I understand it was a close game, but they got physically whipped on both sides of the ball by that New Orleans Saints team. That Saints team is a very physical team. Dallas was supposed to be the physical team, but it ended up being the Saints. The Green Bay Packers got their butts whipped too. The Eagles just ran up in them. Aaron Rodgers is going to start to cry. And Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, but you can tell him and that head coach, they don't like each other, let me tell you. And that's going to come to a head. Now, the Cowboys are going to look for revenge. They don't like Aaron Rodgers much as it is. They still remember that Dez caught it, didn't catch it game. There's enough of those guys left still. I like and you know I hate the Cowboys. You think I want to pick these guys? I gotta pick them though. 27-24 over the Green Bay Packers. Now the Sunday night game, they have the Indianapolis Colts going into Kansas City to face the Chiefs. The Colts just got ran up in by the Oakland Raiders of all teams. And now you expect me to pick them to go up into Kansas City and win that game? Yeah, right. There's no way I'm picking the Colts in that game. The Colts didn't beat them last year with Andrew Luck. Now they're going to beat them with Jacoby Brissett? Yeah, sure they will. This is an easy one. Chiefs 34, Colts 17. Now the Monday night game, the Cleveland Browns go up against the San Francisco 49ers. I tell you what, I would love to pick the Cleveland Browns. I love that running back Nick Chubb. But Jarvis Landry being hurt, that's going to hurt this team. Odell Beckham is a great receiver, but he really hasn't shown it outside of a couple of times. San Francisco, you know, when teams like that come off the bye week, they're a little shaky. But I tell you what, I don't trust Baker Mayfield as far as I can throw him. I mean, he talks a lot of trash for a guy who hasn't done anything in the league yet. I'm going to have to take Jimmy G over Baker Mayfield, even though they lost that was a huge loss with Jason Verrett tearing up his knee. I mean, he just cannot stay on the field. And it's sad because he's one of the top 5 corners in all of pro football when he's healthy. But once again, he's been placed on IR. Now, could the 49ers lose this game? Absolutely. Am I going to pick them to lose this game? Absolutely not. San Francisco 24, Browns 21. And those are my NFL picks for this week. Please like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Claude White. Please take care, and God bless.